Okay, that was the Harry Potter theme song. What's up, YouTubers? It's Drew. I'll be reviewing Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, directed by Alfonso Cuarón. Almost everybody from the first film is back, except Michael Gambon replacing Richard Harris as Dumbledore. Follows Harry Potter. It follows Harry Potter finding about Sirius Black, finally leaving the Dursleys, hearing about Sirius Black, finds out Sirius Black wants to kill him. He's on the hunt for him. He tells, he tells Mr. Weasley, because he's part of the Wizard Council. And then he said, what if I fight a guy who wants to kill me? With that said, let's get to the plot. Now okay. Gary Oldman is in this movie. Gary Oldman plays Sirius Black, the guy that Harry thinks wants to kill him, who played Commissioner Gordon in the Dark Knight trilogy. Well, this is the only movie without Voldemort. They're not doing Voldemort's movie. They'll do it in the next one, but not this one. This time they just want to explain more of how his parents died. Basically, this time around. We see Hermione punch Draco. So, that's cool. I like seeing Hagrid as a teacher. That was cool. Seeing his weird bird horse thingy that terrorizes Draco. Because you gotta pet him easily or he'll be mad and don't touch his fur. Yeah, he won't like that. And Draco says, he's attacking me. He's attacking me. He's so stupid sometimes. And Ron's rat. In this movie, we found out Ron's rat is not actually a rat. 12 years ago, he was turned into a rat and put in the Weasley's hands. Ron was shocked about this. He said, "Scabbers?" Yeah, but he actually, in human form, he looks like a beaver. Yeah, he looks like a beaver. We meet another Defense Against the Dark Art teacher. We had two ones in the last movie who, both was just, one was just not a villain. He was just terrible. He was selfish. Basically, he just took credit for other wizards. Still bad though, but he got his memory erased, so he could be in the mental asylum. Like, who am I and such. First guy, he was like, his back of his head was Voldemort's face. Yeah. So he got turned to dust. He's dead. So we got another one, Lupin, who is a werewolf. He meets Harry, preserving him from the Dementors. Apparently, Dementors are the gatekeepers of Azkaban. They leave when a criminal escapes. So because Sirius Black is on the move. Yeah. So Hogwarts is bigger in this movie. Now they use carriage rides to get to Hogwarts instead of the boat that they used in the first two movies. Well, they didn't show in the second movie because we already knew about it, so we just got into the plot with that one. Yeah, so that's done away with because we're a different director. Chris Columbus, he basically wanted a character-driven story. He didn't really he had scope, but not as scope as the other directors. Like, they make Hogwarts huge. Yeah. The wizard battles, nah. It's not really used in this movie. Wizard battles, This is the movie when Harry finally gets to really shine. Yeah, I know in the first movie, he had a sword. He killed a giant serpent. And it was a cool poster, but this movie is the short one. Because, the time travel element, it just does the same thing over again, but not boring. like the movie Groundhog Day with Bill Murray. Yeah, so Harry's like back, and then they said Sirius Black has escaped, and he's close. He said, "Wait, is that base close to Hogwarts?" Yeah. So everything just happens. Be careful of Sirius Black. The Dementors come, because they're still looking for him. He said, but the Dementors are not forgiving. They don't tell the difference between who they capture or who they see. They'll basically just take your joy. Everything that you loved will just be, you're just empty shell. But they do Quidditch in the rain, and one takes Harry. So Voldemort says, "Go away. I don't want you here. You're endangering my students." Because they're basically being controlled by other people. The Wizard Council are controlling them. They went on a rampage. So it's just like, no. So Lupin is now the defense against the dark arts. He said, "I knew your mother, Lily." Yeah, whatever. And he wants the students, they use something called ridiculous. When you see their fears, but then ridiculous, that means they put like ridiculous things on it. So, Ron's afraid of spiders because, second movie, he was freaked out. I mean, those spiders were creepy, but yeah, they were pretty creepy. I don't like spiders either. So, I mean, he put roller skates. Yeah. Harry made a Dementor, so of course he had to put it back in the box. One of these, Neville is afraid of Snape. So Snape basically looks like the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz. Yeah, that's the movie. Yeah. And then we see the other parts of Hogwarts. Because there's like Hogwarts and there's like a cottage center. When they like, there's drinks and there's a bar. It's like maybe 8 feet away from Hogwarts. That wasn't in the first two. They added that because they wanted Hogwarts to be is huge. Because in the first two movies, okay, you had the Dark Forest, you had Hogwarts, but now there's another part of Hogwarts. Yeah. Another tinier part. And it only gets bigger. These movies. They're just trying to make it huge and big. Especially when you see Harry fly through Hogwarts. It's like, there's a lot of parts of it. Yeah. So then, of course, Draco's calling her stuff a muggle blood. Whatever they're called. Because it's like you're a half breed. You're not pure. Basically something you would say to Aquaman if you were a terrible person. Hermione's pissed. I mean, it happened in the second movie, he called her that. And she cried. But this time she said, "Oh, heck no, I'm just gonna punch you, okay? Shut up, okay?" I mean, she even shows with the wand. He said, and then she punched him. And he was like, "What the heck?" Ron and Harry were shocked. They were like, "Whoa." He said, "That felt good." Uh-huh. He said, "Okay, we gotta get to Hagrid's." And then Hagrid said, "They're gonna kill my bird." Because Draco wouldn't shut up. This is his dad. I mean, his dad, Malfoy, said, "The beast is terrible. He would kill any student that he looked at." And he said they're putting the thing to death. They were sad, of course. Dumbledore didn't want to do it, but he had a hard decision to make. Yeah. But every one of these movies, he does something cryptic. Yeah. Snape is barely in this movie, though. Yeah, because it's mostly about Harry's heritage in these movies. Because I'll explain that in a minute. But that's why there's no villain. This is just Harry's basically Harry's past. Well, not his past, but his family's past. So we have more Hagrid because, of course, you cannot like Hagrid. It's like you hate Baby Groot. That's crazy. I love Baby Groot. Wait, one of my favorite characters. So cute. So anyway, they go back. They said, "What should we do?" And they said they don't want, Hagrid's bird to die. That was least that was least of their worries. The Weeping Willow comes out. Quick story: the Weeping Willow was in the second Harry Potter movie when they flew in a Ron flying car and they got stuck, and that tree basically was destroying their car, maybe trying to kill them. That tree is evil. Why keep something like that? Because people keep saying Hogwarts is dangerous. Hogwarts has always been dangerous. I mean, they had 3-headed dogs that would eat you if you tried to get the Sorcerer's Stone. Of course, Harry did, because Harry, Ron, and Hermione went down there without getting eaten. You have the Dark Forest with giant bugs who hate humans. Centaurs who, he said, if you don't let go of their prisoner, they'll shoot you. So Hogwarts has always been dangerous. And then everything I just said. Ron gets he freaks out and they capture him and he said, "Ah!" They all get thrown around like crazy. And Ron said, "Harry!" Because, of course, we find out Scabbers is not blah, blah, blah. Sirius Black comes in. He's crazy, but he's not the bad guy. And Lupin comes in. Snape comes in. He said, "Come on, Potter. Get him." And, he hits Snape. Not surprising, though. Snape's not a bad guy. Snape's just crazy, too. And then they all look at the guy who used to be Scabbers, and they say, "No." And he said, you sold out Lily and James Potter to Voldemort. You should die. Because, Harry said, "I want to see this." And he don't want to see them kill them. He just wanted to see he just wanted to know why Sirius did it. And then he knows Sirius does not do it. Because earlier he finds out in that little cottage part of Hogwarts. He goes in with his father's cloak, you saw in the first movie. And we find out through other people of the Ministry. That's what they call it, the Ministry of Magic. And Professor McGonagall, who in the first movie told Hermione that she was a wizard. I mean, not in the first movie, but in the book. Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, we find, they get away, and, Sirius Black tells his story to Harry. He finds out that, he talks to Harry and finds out about what his dad and him did together. He said, "Harry, did you know?" He said, "Yeah, I know you were my godfather." So yeah, that's why we're related, because it's their past. Even though he's not directly related to them, he's close to the Potters. Because, yeah, he finds out that they think that Sirius sold out the Potters. Yeah, so, Sirius was framed. So, the guy who actually did it couldn't do it, because he was turned into a rat. So, he couldn't do anything about it. He just had to go to prison. Azkaban. Yeah. Anyway, after that, we see Lupin and all the others. There's a full moon. Lupin turns into a werewolf. Because in the beginning, they said there's 2 types of werewolves. Snape said it. One that can have to be forced to become werewolf, like naturally, like every other werewolf. And some who can actually become willingly, if they want to become werewolf or not. because they look more like dogs. He looks like a skinny werewolf. So he says, "Now why you Lupin? Why you taking medicine?" And then they fight for a while. Yeah, run. All this running. They try to catch him, and he said, "Harry, no, wait." Yeah, Lupin gets away. I mean, they shoot him, and Lupin gets away. And then, Death Eaters come. A weird blast comes. He thought it was dad. He passes out. And then he said, "Okay, this time travel." Because she said, "That's how I get my clothes in my class on time." Everything I just said happens again. So they go to what is that called? Hold on a second. Yeah, they go to Hagrid's cottage, which is farther because different director. I don't know. And they trying to save his beast. And then they get away. They give him. Apparently, this thing likes to eat dead ferrets. That's gross, but that's his prerogative. Anyway, he gets away. They get him away. We found out, and Harry gets hit by a rock by future Hermione, and that's why in the beginning of the movie he was hit by a rock. So anyway, and basically Hagrid's beast never dies. I mean, even before they time travel, their future selves were always save the bird. It's a time loop. Yeah, they created a time loop in the movie. Of course, save this bird and all that stuff, and then the Death Eaters come. I mean, not the Death Eaters. Sorry, they're in the next movie. Dementors. Yeah, the Dementors come, and then Harry said, "Okay, my dad's going to save me," and he said, "Oh, Harry," and he says, "Expecto Patronum," and he gets a big boom, and all Harry sees is a deer. Sorry, I was going to say a fox. A deer. And then Harry says, "Wait, my future self. I have a time." Because he should have just said time loop. That would have been less confusing. Yeah. Harry will always time travel to the past and save himself. So Harry is the hero of Harry. Yeah, Harry saved Harry. Because it's basically like his past. Because, they were going to suck. Before they time travel, they're going to suck Sirius dry and Harry, because, they feed off emotion. And what he has experienced in his life. Because when they come, it's like the hope is like the happiness from the world is drained out. And Sirius gets back to Azkaban, but when they time travel, they can fly there. They get Sirius out of prison. Out of the dungeon of Hogwarts. Apparently, they have a dungeon. We didn't see him in other movies. Because, like I said, I feel like with this movie, it just gets big. A lot of parts of Hogwarts. Yeah, anyway. So he gets him out of prison. And he said, "Yeah." And then he said, "Well, I can live with you. I can give up the Dursleys." He said, "I can't take you with me." Because he didn't have one class. Anyway, Sirius leaves. They have to go back. And then their past self disappear. And then Ron said, "Wait, you were just there? And now you're there?" Where what Ron? Because they don't want to explain time travel to him. So he's just, all his movies don't know they time travel. So, yeah. Of course, we would get back. Now it's the end of the movie. Because apparently, Dumbledore has time travel before. Because he's like, how about you turn back the clock? In a very cryptic message. Yeah. And then we at the end of the movie, and she says, "Enjoy your summer." And then he goes off the sunset. We don't know what's going to happen to him. I mean, I do. I've seen the next movie, but that's basically it. Well, I'll give it an A. Bye.